Welcome to the Fully Engaged Fitness Podcast, where you'll be hearing from the top fitness experts from the engaged personal training community of businesses. These include client interviews and success stories, insights and tips from our top fitness experts, and the unique approach that we bring to our clients that have helped transform thousands of lives over the last 10 years in business. Don't forget to like and subscribe this podcast so that you can be the first one in the know. Now let's get into this episode. Hey guys, welcome to the Engage Way series of the Fully Engaged Fitness Podcast. My name is Devin Gage, founder of Gage Strength Training and Engage Personal Training. Now, over the last 15 years in the fitness industry and 10 years of gym ownership, I believe we have cracked the code for developing the most effective fitness and training plan for people over 40 that want to lose fat and build muscle. And that's a big claim, I'm very aware, but the track record is very obvious for the clients that we've worked with and the success that we've had here in Westchester, as well as the Engage Personal Training Studio. And today's episode is to tell you guys what we've done to create the greatest formula for success for clients over 40 that want to lose fat and get stronger. So the first thing to realize is Engage Personal Training and our approach is what I look at as like the Noom of gyms, where Noom is a diet, quote unquote diet program that is very psychology focused and very focused on influencing behavior change. And over the years, that has become my absolute passion and obsession because I've realized it's never as simple as just the nuts and bolts of what you're eating, when you're eating it, and how much. Everything is driven by our habits and the behaviors that we have developed over our entire lives. And in fact, 95 of the behaviors that we exhibit 95% of the behaviors that we exhibit every single day are completely subconsciously. So when you know that, you'll start to understand why most diets will fail, why meal plans will not work long-term, and why it is so hard to change your habits. There's an analogy that is used in the behavioral change world, or a metaphor, I guess, which is called the rider and the elephant. And it's basically an example of the power of our subconscious mind versus our conscious decisions. Our conscious decisions and what we want out of our fitness and changes that we want to make are essentially like a person or a human riding an elephant. And the elephant represents our subconscious mind and the behaviors that we've developed and the habits that we've developed throughout our lives. You can motivate the elephant as the rider with incentives like, when I lose 20 pounds, I will have the body that I want, or I'll be happy when if I follow this diet, I'll be happy, right? But that only goes so far. And at the end of the day, the elephant, if it wants to go somewhere, there is no way to control the power of the elephant. And there's no way to control our subconscious behaviors, the deeply embedded habits and sense of identity that we have for ourselves. So you have to create a really, really compelling argument for the elephant to move in the direction that you want, because otherwise you're going to continue doing what you've always done, because that's where the subconscious mind and that 95% of your subconscious decisions are going to move towards. So our entire training program is designed to create a compelling argument for improved health and fitness and change. And I'm going to explain exactly how we do that, how everything about Engage Personal Training is all about tapping into our subconscious and creating enough incentive to motivate the elephant to go where the rider wants to go. Now, I know that maybe sounds crazy or maybe sounds like really far out there, but let's dive in. So Engage Personal Training is committed to clients that are over 40 that want to lose fat, also known as people that are not gym people typically. Most of our clients that walk through our doors are people that have had tried other gyms and quote unquote, failed or weren't happy or had been injured or had just had a bad experience. There are also people that typically either have weight they want to lose or has caused them to be unhealthy from a biomarker standpoint, or maybe their doctor has told them that to be healthier, they have to lose body fat. And maybe they're just not gym people. They're not naturally inclined to want to go and work out and push themselves, right? So what we have to overcome and what we design our program to overcome is what's called the one trial learning of our clients. And what I mean by that is I'm going to go into the brain stuff a little bit, but essentially all behaviors are linked between actions and consequences, or triggers and consequences. So if you put your hand on a hot stove when you were a little kid, the first time you do that, you're going to be in excruciating pain, and you will never forget that experience. You will hardwire hot stove with excruciating pain. And that is what is called one trial learning. It only took you one try to establish an incredibly strong connection. And why that's important in our world is one trial learning is what a lot of people have experienced with previous gyms and previous fitness programs. If you are in the obese population, or if you have been somebody that doesn't love gyms or isn't feel comfortable in gyms, there's a really good chance that you've experienced that one trial learning in terms of a bad experience in a gym. Maybe you went to LA Fitness. Sorry, I don't want to name names here, but a big corporate gym, and you walked through the doors and immediately people started looking at you and, judged you or ridiculed you for not knowing what to do. Maybe you used a piece of equipment wrong and somebody laughed at you. There was some punk kid there, flexing in the mirror, and he was joking about the fact that you didn't know how to do something. Maybe, whatever happened. That's what a lot of our clients have experienced in the past. And that's what we have committed to overcome in our studios, because that experience can be somewhat traumatic and create that one trial learning experience. Every time they walk into a gym, they feel a sense of fear, or they have flashbacks of that moment that they were embarrassed, and they start to associate gyms and the equipment in there, fit people and whatever, as a negative environment, and that becomes hardwired in their brain. Now, how does Engage Personal Training overcome that wiring? First things first is we do everything in our power to create an empowering and welcoming and warm environment. You will never experience a trainer or facility leader from Engage Personal Training that does not love training our clients and does not love creating a warm and welcoming environment for the clients that we invite into our world. So every single trainer that works in our companies is trained to be what's called a people person in our core value terms, and to just love the people that we work with, which is different. A lot of trainers only want to work with super fit people. They only want to work with hardcore lifters. Those trainers do not do well in our world. So every single one of the trainers that you will ever see in Engage Personal Training absolutely loves our target market, because they know the impact that they can make, and they are committed to providing a warm and welcoming environment with the understanding that they are overcoming that one trial learning that maybe they've experienced. And maybe they haven't. Maybe the client has only had great experiences and they want to get in great shape. But either way, they're going to be walking into an incredibly warm and welcoming and safe environment. And I can't emphasize that word safe enough. Up next, so once you walk through our doors, the training that you're going to experience is all designed to be highly effective for fat loss for the over 40 population. And when we say over 40, really what that means is we took all the general characteristics of the thousands of clients that we've trained over 40, and we designed the perfect training plan for them. And here's what that looks like. So first things first, it's low impact. Most people over 40, listen, I'm not even over 40, and I have arthritis. I've had 3 ACL tears. I've had shoulder surgeries. I've had 4 hernia operations. I would not do well in a high impact training environment, even as a fitness person. So it is safe to say that our clients that we train that want to lose fat, that want to get stronger, that are over 40, may have the need for a low impact training environment. Now, low impact does not mean easy, right? It just means it avoids anything that is going to cause a ton of impact on the joints. So the three things that I want you to remember about Engage Personal Training, Engage Strength Training: you'll never be asked to do distance running, you will never do burpees, and you will never do box jumps, right? These exercises are not inherently bad, but they are not the best thing for our clients. Every exercise that you will do at Engage Personal Training is designed to be the most effective with the least chance of injury. So again, burpees may be effective for some populations. The risk to reward ratio is just not there for our clients. And that's the commitment that we've made to providing a safe and welcoming training environment that is highly effective. Now, when we say highly effective, really at the end of the day, the most effective training programs are the ones that you continually show up to. And that's the key with the way we provide our training programs. Most gyms and trainers love being the place that just absolutely crushes clients. They love when people crawl out the doors or leave in a puddle of sweat. And we found over the years that, doing that 1,000 calorie burning workout where you crawl out the door typically is going to leave you on the couch for about a week, right? So maybe you burned 1,000 calories in that one workout, but now you're on the couch and you're completely immobile for a week, maybe more, because you may have hurt yourself. Our approach is to find the middle ground. You may burn 450 calories, but you will easily be able to train 3 to 5 days a week. So at the end of that week, you will have burned way more calories and gotten way more of an effect. And that's the general training approach that we take at Engage Personal Training, as well as Engage Strength Training. You'll never be expected to do anything outside of your ability level, and you're never going to leave crawling out the door. All right. So as far as providing a warm and welcoming environment, as well as a low impact and highly effective environment, that's what you can expect with Engage Personal Training and what makes our program different from any other gym in the world. Now, as far as the science of our training, we have found that our clients that are over 40 that want to lose fat, every workout is comprised of 5 stages. And this is what we've developed over the last 15 years in the industry. The perfect workout routine for our clients. And I credit a lot of this to Katie Boyle in our Malvern location for helping us bring this all together and all of the different parts. So first things first, every single workout will start with getting engaged. This is our warm-up, right? Our warm-up is a mix of floor-based and standing exercises that prime your body. So it will get blood pumping, it will lubricate your joints, as well as activate your central nervous system. So when we talk about feeling your best and we talk about having the best workout of your life, there's a few things that a lot of people miss in their warm-ups. Some people just ride a treadmill. Some people hop on a bike to get their heart rate up a little bit. None of that is good enough in a warm-up. You absolutely have to prime the muscles in your body through full body activation. You have to increase your mobility, whether that is with myofascial release, with foam rolling, or with just dynamic movements. And you have to, without fail, activate your central nervous system. And what that means is your nervous system is the nerve system that runs down your spinal cord that reaches all of the different muscles and in your body, right? It communicates from the brain through all the different muscles. So activation of the central nervous system is critical to avoiding injury in your workout, as well as getting the most out of your training and really waking you up. So you may see something like medicine ball slams, medicine ball throws, some sort of fast twitch, explosive movement in the warm-up. Now, again, we're not doing jumping and we're not doing running, but typically this will be some sort of explosive and faster twitch muscle because you're activating that nervous system and you're getting your whole body ready to activate all the muscles in the body. And if you don't do this, you're never going to be able to fully activate all the muscles in your body and get the most out of your workout. All right. So that is how we get engaged in our training system or in our workout. Now, last thing with this is neurologically, okay? Your nervous system has essentially two stages. There is the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. When we work out, we are in the sympathetic nervous mode, which means the fight or flight, we're engaged, our whole body is like coursing, there's a little bit of adrenaline, there's a little bit of cortisol, all that is good. That's another aspect of our workout. It's important to remember that for the end of this. So we're also switching into that sympathetic mode. We're ready to challenge ourselves and put just enough stress on our body to improve our health. Now, the next phase is called the priming stage. So we're getting into the workout. We're getting into everybody's individualized approach because every client that works out with us has an individualized approach to their fitness. Okay. So nobody is doing the same thing. Everybody is individualized based on your goals, your ability level, and what you want to get out of our training program, whether it's fat loss, muscle building, general health, whatever. So now we're getting into the priming aspect of the workout. And what this is more of our heavier lifting. We call it our core and power. So the power is a heavy lift done fast, right? And heavy is subjective. So don't get worried about heavy lifting, meaning, if you're 72 years old, you're going to have to do what some weightlifter you saw on TV is. That is not heavy lifting. Heavy lifting is subjective. If you are a brand new first day in the gymmer, sometimes that just means doing a body weight squat with your own weight. Sometimes that means grabbing a really light dumbbell or kettlebell. Sometimes, if you're more advanced, lifting heavy means using a barbell. But we match the concept of heavy to who you are and what you need. So now we're starting to really activate with what are called compound movements. You want to do these movements when your body is the freshest. You're utilizing multiple muscle groups. So these typically include like a squat pattern, a deadlift pattern, a push pattern, a pull, or a carry. And you're combining that with a core exercise. And that could be anything from planks to medicine ball throws to some sort of band exercise to activate your core. But you essentially want to, you're priming your body with the heavier lifting combined with core activation and core movements. And sometimes we'll be throwing in some mobility and just extra movement in there. So that's the priming section of the workout. Okay. Now we're going into the third section, which is called build. And this is where we tone the weight back a little bit, but we're going into a moderate weight, higher repetition, and keeping your heart rate elevated the whole time. So you're typically going to be doing a circuit of movement based on, again, your goals and your ability level. That's where your coach will adjust the intensity, the sets and reps, and the movement. But you're typically going to be doing more, maybe 6 to 12 reps of an exercise for 4 to 5 rounds. You'll be pairing that with some sort of cardiovascular driven movement, like using the sled or body weight movements. And you're kind of tying all that together. So not quite as heavy as the priming section. And you're going to keep your heart rate up. This is where the real calorie inferno starts. So you're going to really start burning calories and getting all the benefits of resistance training. All right. And it's hard to explain this one to a T because it is so individual to every single client. But this is where you're going to start feeling your muscles burning. You're going to be burning more calories and you're going to start feeling way more out of breath. All right. Finally, as far as like the working sets of our workout, we always end with what is called the blast. And this is like our finisher. And our approach is unique in that after consulting with some of the top experts in the world for clients over 40, we approach our blast section in a very strategic manner where we do HIIT training, but it is what's considered real HIIT training. A lot of the other gyms and franchise gyms out there are doing what we call fake HIIT, where it's not hard enough and it's just hard enough that it's not easy. And it's actually can be incredibly harmful for your health to do long-term HIIT classes like a lot of the other franchises. Without going too far into that, the blast section is going to be where we do intervals of high intensity exercise with rest periods paired with them. So you may see words like Tabata or EMOM, which means every minute on the minute. You may see AMRAP. And again, high intensity does not mean high impact. So you're going to be working really hard, but your joints are going to love you for it. They're not going to be experiencing a ton of pounding. You're not going to be doing burpees or running or jumping constantly, right? Everything we do is low impact, high intensity, and you're going to finish like a really short period of time, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes max, in this blast portion where you're really challenging yourself. It's only for a few minutes, and every time you go through this, you will be pushing yourself slightly further out of your comfort zone to start to realize that you do have more capability. All right. Now, once you get through the blast, you're going to be out of breath. You're going to be sweating. You will have burned tons of calories, anywhere from 300 to 500, 600, depending on, there's a lot of factors there, like how big you are, how much you weigh, how much muscle you have. Now we disengage. So the last section of our training program is called disengage. Really, all that means is we bring some intention to ending the workout. Now, when I talked about the start of the workout and our nervous system and parasympathetic versus sympathetic state, you just spent 45, 50 minutes in that sympathetic state of pushing yourself and challenging yourself. Now it's very important to pull yourself out of that state. It could be a few deep breaths. It could be simply just a really easy cool down. Or it could just be a really intentional disengagement from your workout. Our brains do really well with routine and ritual. So it's important to have that end of workout ritual that our facility leaders will be tying in at the end to help you mentally disengage, go into a parasympathetic state. And what that means is now you're in rest and recovery mode. So now your body is actually able to process everything you just went through and send all the resources and nutrients to your body to repair it. And most gyms, especially some of these big corporate franchises, don't disengage properly. And what happens from that is you stay in a sympathetic state. You rush out the door, you hop in your car, and driving a car is a very unnatural experience. So you're kind of in a stressful state of mind there. You drink more coffee, you go straight to work or stressful family life, and you never have that moment of disengaging. So your body never leaves your body never leaves the sympathetic state. So you never fully recover from your training. And this is where you're going to start to see burnout. You're going to start to see yourself not be able to sleep very well. You're going to see your results not show up. You're not going to get stronger. You're setting yourself up for getting injured. So the disengage is a really important part of our training philosophy. But that overall is what you can experience when you walk through the doors at Engage Personal Training or Gage Strength Training. You're going to be welcomed in a really warm and welcoming environment because we know that the clients that we train need to be nurtured in their fitness journey. You're going to have low impact workouts, which means you'll never do running, jumping, or burpees because we know that they're just not the best thing for you, right? If you are 22 years old and you want to crush yourself in the gym, we are not the gym for you. And finally, you're going to go through the 5 stages of a fully engaged workout. You're going to engage, you're going to prime, build, blast, and you're going to disengage for the most effective workout for people over 40 that want to lose fat and get in the best shape of their health. And that is what makes Engage different.